Hi friends, we are just marching through this semester. You should be about partially through Module 3 for this week, if not finishing it. Remember, it is due Sunday at midnight. So I'm going to go ahead and minimize that. And this video, please watch it through its entirety because there are some changes this week to our normal system and our normal processes of learning that we typically do in this class online. Some things just to notice right off the bat, you will see that our observation looks a little bit different this week, and our quiz, our assessment looks a little bit different this week. So let's dive in and look at this really quickly. Just like normal, you are going to read the chapter and complete the SmartBook assignment. That is a really good first step in making sure that you are understanding and comprehending what the book is having us do. If I were you, I would even do the assignment while you're reading the chapter. That is a really good way to make sure that you are really comprehending it as you go through. Step number 2, you're going to watch the short lecture and then reflect on it. This short lecture is not me speaking. You'll notice that pretty quickly, but it is really good quality, and I wanted to make sure that you guys had that as a resource. So you're going to watch that. It's roughly 30 minutes, and then you're going to reflect. On your one-page typed reflection, please make sure you're giving me one-page typed. That way I can really assess your learning and make sure you're understanding what you're learning. Through that one-page type reflection, you are going to tell me some things. You're going to discuss what you know about how emotions develop through one's life, specifically through those infancy months. Use your text, use the video, and then also discuss the bond between parent and child and how this idea can affect temperament, trust, and how it can affect when they end up in your classroom one day. Okay, so you're kind of talking about two things in that reflection. Our observation is different this week because you're actually going to be conducting an interview with someone that's had experience with an infant. This can be a caregiver, a parent, a grandparent, someone that's worked in a daycare setting, and a nanny, someone that babysits children all day in their home. Anyone that's spent a good amount of time with an infant will work. You can call them, you can go visit them, they can be related to you. I do not care either way. I just want to make sure they spent a good amount of time with an infant. You're going to end up asking them 5 questions. You are going to record the question you ask. You're going to record their response, and then you're going to record your academic reflection from what they say. And I actually have something for you guys to look at, a visual that'll help you break this down a little bit. With that observation, you're going to do 2 things. You're going to submit your typed interview questions, responses, and reflection into one place, and then you're going to choose your favorite question correspondence thing that you had there, and you're going to put it on a discussion board. And then of course your assessment is over chapters 1 through 4, 25 questions, and you're given 60 minutes. So let's go through here really quickly. This right here is your McGraw-Hill Connect assignment. It says May 21st. I will change it. It is Sunday by midnight. This right here is your 30-minute video lecture. Right here is where you're going to submit that one-page type reflection, and you're going to answer these questions. Next, we have, I've put observation there because that's normally what we do next, but you are going to observe through doing an interview with someone. So we can see here how I've broken mine up is I have question 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I have put sample question number 1. I am going to type up a question before I even make contact with this person. That question is going to show that you have read over this material, that you've reflected, that you've answered questions, that you've watched a video, that you are knowledgeable about this age. Your questions are just as important as your academic reflection. You really can't do anything how they respond, but I want to make sure that these questions that you're asking is showing knowledge on this topic because you have now been trained on this topic. So you're going to put number 1, sample question number 1. List your question. And then you are going to type up their response. And then you are going to reflect on how they responded. Let's say you are interviewing a parent who has had an infant. It might be your parent. What they say is through experience and love of the child, but they are not a trained professional when it comes to infants. You might have more experience now and more knowledge than the person you're talking to about the socio-emotional needs of an infant. So what I want you to do is, after you ask your question, after you have written down their response, you're going to go home and you're going to reflect. Oh, okay. The connection I made here was I asked this, they said this, and I remember the text talking about this thing specifically. So you're going to show me that you did more than just come up with 5 questions. Have them answer it and that be done. I want you to reflect and connect that knowledge that you can now form between text, video, and this personal experience. If I were you, I would copy and paste this whole thing, and everywhere there's a dot, put in your own information. But I would keep it like this so it's very organized and easy for me to read and grade. So this right here, you're not actually submitting anything on that little link, but you can see underneath it. Right here is where you're going to upload your typed interview questions for 7 points. And then below that, you are going to take part in the conversation with your peers. So you are just going to simply copy and paste one of the 5 that you liked the best, meaning you had a huge aha moment, or the person said something that you totally weren't expecting, you want to share with the group. You're just going to copy one of those, and then you are going to read your peers, comment on 2 other people's posts, and that's 5 points. At the very end of all of this, you are going to take part in your Unit 1 test, a little bit different. Normally there are 10 questions. This time there are 25 questions covering chapters 1 through 4. You have 60 minutes. It is multiple choice. You have seen some of the questions before, so just something to take note of. Again, as you're planning for Module 4, maybe put a little bit more time in your schedule, because this observation piece is going to take a little bit longer, and this Unit 1 test is going to take a little longer. I hope you guys are doing well, learning a lot. I hope this is fascinating to you. I love teaching about this stuff. I think it's fantastic, and it really applies to everyone. As usual, if you have any questions, thoughts, comments, you need to tell me how your life's going, that's perfectly fine. Email me, and I will respond as soon as I possibly can. Hope everyone's having a great semester, and I look forward to seeing some of these discussion questions.